EA Sports coverage of the NFL is in Houston, in the Space City at NRG Stadium. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Check, Mike, 54. Mike, 54.
And a first carry now for Hyde. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Hyde. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 39, Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. Past the 20, 10, touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 61 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Here we go. 180. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win. 11. X3.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Here's Mostert. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Here we go.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
21.
On 2nd and 11 now. Garoppolo. Now they go screen. It's complete. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
White.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And now Garoppolo lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together.
Carlos Hyde, see you later. Touchdown, Houston. Carlos Hyde, 68 yards. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And an alley to run. Down the numbers. There he goes. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Call that a 96-yard house call on the kick return, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Gold with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Boy, they're down only 1 score, still first half, but they're going to line up for the onside kick. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Nick Bosa able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. A give running right, it's Hyde. Room to run inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Hyde. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now it's Watson, rolling to his right. He'll try and run it. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Hey, 31. Down him, go. Down him, go.
From the red zone now, Watson buying time to his left. He'll run it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Reset. 19. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
To throw is Watson. This is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans push further out in front. So they've had 2 drives, and he's had the 2 receiving touchdowns.
And how about a game plan where you decide to force feed or feature someone, and it works? First 2 drives, as you noted, end up in touchdown passes. I think they're going to keep going to them until the defense makes any kind of an adjustment.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken short. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. He'll pitch it, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary.
Hey, watch the slant. Check.
To throw is Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Garoppolo and the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Garoppolo now. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. After the sack on first down, Garoppolo. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a really, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On first down, here's Breida. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. Mostert. And an alley to run. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Here we go. 180. We're pretty quiet, team. We're pretty quiet.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. This is Mostert. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. On third down, a run from Breida. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. An 8-yard touchdown run as his guys are back within a single score. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Boy, it's only a one-score game. Third quarter, mind you, but they're going to go for the onside kick right here. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back.
Carlos Hyde, see you later. 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Houston. Carlos Hyde, 78 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done. It's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And solid field position here to start as they get it out to the 40-yard line.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On first down, Garoppolo. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Garoppolo on the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Watch out. General West. Twenty-one. Five.
On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo. He finds McKinnon, complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 15-yard line.
Here we go. 180. Get hot. Let's go. Everyone, what you got? Get hot.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Now Mostert. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Houston. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run as his guys are back within a single score. That option pitch we saw, we don't witness a ton of that in the NFL, but it worked there down near the goal line for a score.
And it's actually a great call in goal line situations because as more and more quarterbacks enter the league with that mobility and having run option in college, more pro teams are adding it to their arsenal. And now it's not just, does the quarterback run it? Does he pitch it? Now they've added that 3rd element. He can rise up and throw the ball as well.
Gold able to tack on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Let's get it. Hey, it's hot. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. I don't even know why this team showed up.
From the 44, Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. The 20. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 44 yards. And the Texans push further out in front.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go, here we go,
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Hey, orbit.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. It's the fullback taking it in. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go, here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. He'll pitch it back. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now it's Breida. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Niners have the 1st down on a gain of 11. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo, the first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Throwing now is Garoppolo. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Raheem Mostert. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will be recovered by the Texans. So victory appears to be in sight. And nowhere to go. He'll make it back only to the 5-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. They start the drive with Hyde. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. From the end zone, Watson into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And did he get in? No, they'll mark him down at the 1-yard line. From their own 2, Charles, they opted to throw it instead of run it. We saw the outcome.
I think what a lot of teams count on is defenses to stack the line of scrimmage, trying to force a safety or force a turnover there. But if you've got a good defensive front, you just allow them to play the run, and everyone else stays ready, and they were, and they picked that one off.
They'll try to run with Breida, and across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Gold with the extra point as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
49ers, 34.
So with 14 seconds on the clock, they've got to go with the onside kick. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And nowhere to go. He'll make it back only to the 5-yard line. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Again, it's Hyde. Hyde, a 1st down and more. Takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
One more extra point attempt for good measure. It's up and it's good as they tack on one more to what's going to be a very satisfying victory. So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Texans.